All right, thanks, Colton. I'm here with Chris Jones from Edward Jones, and he's going to make us a little bit smarter in the financial area today about long-term investments, right?
Yes, we are.
So I specifically need to know about this because right now I'm kind of more like feast and famine, you know, like if I have money, I spend it. So how can I be a better long-term investor?
Well, the best thing would be to, number one, establish a goal that would be for like long-term purposes. The number one goal that I work with mostly with clients would be like putting money away for retirement. And you can never start too early, so I guess one way would be to start. It doesn't take a lot of money. Some people think they need to win the lottery to get started, but you don't. You can start. You can set up an IRA or a Roth IRA. If you have a 401k through your job, you can participate with that. So the best thing would be to focus on a long-term goal. You only want to invest money long-term that you do not plan on needing. So that's a very important issue. Some people need to make sure they keep enough savings on hand before they invest money, because what good if you're going to invest money for 20 years or more if you have to touch it between now and then.
And so what exactly are long-term investments? What would be examples that you have your clients put money away, and you said some retirement IRAs. So how much money, I guess, really, for those kinds of?
Well, again, if you want to do slow and steady, you want to be a systematic investor. Usually stocks are probably the best way to invest for long-term purposes because stocks tend to provide more growth opportunity. If someone's doing it over a shorter period of time, then you'd probably want to go with something safer, something more or less volatile, something like short-term CDs or treasuries. But we are still looking at very low interest rates today, so it doesn't really pay to put too much money in short-term because your return is fairly close to what the inflation rate is right now. So I think the main thing is to establish goals that you can visualize. Like say if you want to travel extensively after you retire, you need to start putting money away for that today. If you can visualize you're traveling in places you like to go, I think it makes it easier to put that money away for the long term and not try to touch it between now and that time.
Yeah, I think that is a really good tip, is just kind of visualizing and have an actual idea, a specific idea, not just, you know, retirement generally or something.
You need to have a dream and then be able to visualize that dream. And I think once you do that, it's easier to say, this is what I really want to do in life. And if you really have a purpose and a goal, then saving or investing the money for long term makes it a little easier. You will always have the ups and downs that occur. But I notice as I've done this for many years, the investors that are in it for the long term, the longer they invest their money, it seems like the volatility is not as bad the further out they go. So when you hear the quote like time is money, there's truth to that, but you want to be a long-term investor in order to reach your goals. And again, the sooner you can begin that, the more likely you'll be successful in reaching those goals.
Well, thank you for making us a little bit smarter today. This was
Thank you for
Chris
having
Jones
me.
from Edward Jones.